Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at a cover of an Evanescence song called What You Want by Sina of Sina Drums and Moriah of Plush. She's the lead singer. So this came out in 2018. At the time, Moriah was only 17 years old. She had been on The Voice, season 13, and got a chair turn. She said she wanted to work with Miley Cyrus. I am not sure what happened with that particular collaboration, but she did go on to form the band Plush later on, which is what she's doing right now. And she sounds spectacular. So I didn't even know that she collaborated with Sina. And of course, we like both Plush and Sina's covers in general, so we thought we'd take a look at this. We also haven't looked at much by Evanescence, which is something of a symphonic rock band.
Catalog?
From Arkansas, as a matter of fact, from Little Rock. This song comes off of their third album. It was actually just called Evanescence. Some of their albums have sold in the millions, so they're a pretty big band, and they tend to have a big sound. And I think there are other bands that we listen to that certainly borrow from their sound a little bit, and I think The Warning might count as one of those, as a matter of fact. But there are several. So Adrian, do you have any thoughts ahead before we look at this?
I saw the original version by Evanescence. I'm kind of psyched to see what this sounds like with Sina and Moriah. Especially.
Yeah, Moriah from 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. All right, let's check it out, and we will discuss afterwards.
All righty.
Do what you want if you had a dream for better. Do what you want till you don't want it anymore. Remember who you really are. Do
Okay, well, what'd you think, Adrian?
Superb cover. And a great rocker, too. Yeah, this version sounds a lot like the original, but much more dry. Less gating, compression, and reverb, if any at all.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit more sparse in general. Now, Evanescence's sound is supposed to be huge. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what they did with the cover, but that's why it sounds so different, because Evanescence always adds all these layers and things, as they did with the original for this. But yeah, I think it was a highly competent and pretty cool cover. It was really nice to see. A couple little things that don't have anything to do with the cover per se, but the mix made it difficult to hear the bass drum in there, but I was able to see Sina playing the bass drum, and I liked what the bass drum was doing, and it's just the one pedal. It's which is not bad, doing with one pedal. Yes, I know drummers, really highly competent drummers, should be able to do that. Not always the case. Not a problem for Sina. I love when bass drums do that. I like that kind of complexity, and also the suggestion there of some multi-rhythmic stuff going on. Moriah sounded beautiful. Her voice is so nice, so crystal clear, pitch controlled. It really comes off as a heavy instrument, that's accurate and gives you the chills. I like the song, too. Let me see here. So bass player, Abel Loveck, and keyboards, Rick Benbow. And he had very minimal keyboards in there, but yeah, they were good to have in there for sure. Yeah. So I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. It kind of makes me want to listen to a little bit of Evanescence now. Now, I have a feeling that we have tried to do Evanescence before and run into some issues, but we could always try again if people have a particular Evanescence song they'd like us to check out. But in the case of this song, I think it was very well carried out and, really showcased both Sina and Moriah.
Yeah, everyone involved here is, extremely talented.
Well, she actually asks that anybody who reaches out to collaborate already have some type of social media presence. She says that's not necessary, but it certainly helps a lot, because I think she gets a lot of collab requests even back then. Mm-hmm. So it's not surprising to me, because at this point, Moriah had won or been on The Voice. So that's pretty good for publicity in general. It's pretty much launched her, it sounds like. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. We've seen Moriah take the stage with Disturbed as well. They do a duet, at least one duet. And so she gets around a little bit. But right now she's doing Plush. Plush is a pretty cool band, very powerful. Even when they were a trio and they lost their lead guitar player, they still sounded great live.
Yeah, and Moriah, her vocals are just fantastic. Yeah, Zena just plays this very straight rock beat with a few embellishments. She plays what's necessary to be played. She doesn't get greedy.
Folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If you've heard it before, if you've come across it before, if you are a fan of Moriah or of Plush or of Sina, let us know about that. If you have other suggestions for us, leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you all later.